Greetings, friends. As it is written in the book of Ecclesiastes, there is nothing new under the sun. And there is a concept, a Christian truth, which by the endeavor of some people who were inspired by the enemy of humankind was shoveled way back. And this truth of life before life on this earth, of life before our embodiment here, was ostracized by the enemy. However, as we read the scriptures, we see that Jesus himself taught this truth his disciples many times. For example, we can see about it in Matthew chapter 13, verse 24 to 30. And actually, he taught about life before embodiment on this earth, much more than he taught about being born again. As for being born again, we see that Jesus taught it only once in the scriptures, in chapter 3 of the Gospel of John, verse 3 to 10. He taught it tete-a-tete with Nicodemus, the most knowledgeable person in his time, the member of Sanhedrin. But actually, nowhere else in the scriptures we see Jesus teaching this topic about being born again. However, the life before incarnation here, I would say, he teaches a lot. So, according to Matthew chapter 13, this proverb about wheat and tares sown in the field, we see that tares, according to our Lord Jesus Christ, are those people who were sown in this world by the enemy while at night. At night means during the spiritual darkness. So the enemy was allowed to sow such individuals into this world that were initially tares, that inherently were wheat, not the wheat. So the wheat, the sons and daughters of the kingdom, were sown by the man of God, but the tares were sown by enemies. And they were initially tares, without good seed in them. So they did not got spoiled in the soil after they were sown. They were initially bad and were sown like this into this world. Of course, tares and wheat and wheat are people. Therefore, the final testing ground on this earth has this goal, that God may separate tares from wheat, good people from bad people. So Jesus Christ was on this earth, was born on this earth, but we know that from the scriptures that he actually lived before that in heavens, and he was like us in everything. Therefore, we also were alive in heaven before we came to this earth. Why did we come to this earth? In order that God may test us and see our heart. Whom shall we follow? The Son of God, his principles, or the fallen cherubim, the Lucifer?